Dear students, today we would learn All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare. Let us first recite the poem All the World's a Stage. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 age at first, the infant, mewling and bucking in the nurse's arms, and then the waning schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail, unwillingly to school, and then the lover, sighing like furnace with awful ballad, made to his mistress eyebrow, then a soldier, full of strange oaths, and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth, and then the justice, in fair round belly, with good cap on lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose, well shaped or whirled to white, for his shrunk sang and his big manly voice, turning again towards childish treble pipes and whistles in his sound, last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history. Each second childishness and mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. This is all the world's. Dear students, let us know something about William Shakespeare. Most people know that William Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist, but at the same time he was an actor and poet. He was born on 23rd April 1564 at Stratford-on-Avon in England. His father's name was John Shakespeare, who was the leading citizen of the town, and once he was the mayor of that town. His mother's name was Mary Arden, who was a pious lady. He received his education at Stratford Grammar School. In 1582, at the age of 18, he married Anna Hathaway, a farmer's daughter who was 8 years older than himself. In 1585, he left his town and went to London. He joined a theatre there. He acted in that theatre. By and by, he learned ins and outs of the dramas. Later on, he wrote 37 dramas like Merchant of Venice, Macbeth, Hamlet, Romeo, Juliet, Julius Caesar, As You Like It, and many others. In this poem, this poem has been taken from As You Like It, which is a fine comedy. As a poet, Shakespeare tells us about a duke. Duke is a king of a small estate who had been driven away from his kingdom by his younger brother to the forest of Arden. He was with his two courtiers. Their names were Emmons and Jack. In the other hand, Orlando, another character with a naked sword in his hand, demands food. The Duke welcomes him to take meal with them. At this time, Jack delivers his famous speech, which is here a poem, All the World's a Stage. It is in a form of blank verse in which a single character delivers his thoughts in form of a speech. Really, all the stages man has to play in his life, William Shakespeare has divided it into 7 stages. True, the world is a stage. Men and women are like actors on this stage. They come and go out. While on stage, they keep on changing their roles. But in fact, Shakespeare subdivides human life in 7 stages. Each person plays 7 parts. Firstly, the child. The second, the schoolboy. The third, the lover. The fourth, the soldier. The fifth, the justice. The sixth, the old man. And the last and 7th, the dying man. First comes infancy. One infant cries in the lap of nurse. He depends on her the fulfillment of all his needs. At this stage, he is nothing but a lump of flesh. The second stage, that is of childhood, when he is made to go to school reluctantly. Then comes the third stage, when the reluctant schoolboy has grown up to make love to the young girls, and thereafter keep groaning like furnace in love. Youth casts him in the role of a soldier, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation. But this as well does not stay on long. It is followed by yet another stage, when one puts flesh on his body and tries to project oneself as wise and precise. He wears a stern look and speaks harsh language, but all these lead him to a stage where he is made to stand in stupidity. He loses strength, he is sworn of his soul, his voice grown feeble, his wisdom falls apart from him. It is the age when he returns to his second childhood and waits there for death to overshadow him. As the poet rightly says, he is at this stage sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. The point is whether this is view of Shakespeare or of Jacques of life. We know that Shakespeare has the width of vision and he cannot submit to the negative approach in life. The whole poem is the negative of all is best and inevitable in life. True, old age signs the requiem of childhood and youth, as we find in Keats' similar poem, The Human Seasons, but that does not rob the poem of color, warmth, passion, and emotion. All the world's stage seems to take in all the graces of poetry, so it cannot be Shakespeare's viewpoint. It is out and out that of Jacques. Shakespeare, as a dramatist, knows his limits. He cannot transcend the vision of his dramatic character. We have therefore less of Shakespeare and more of cynical Jacques in it. On the whole, this speech of Jacques is one of the purple passage of Shakespeare. Dear students, now we have learnt something or more about William Shakespeare and the poem. I think you would have followed it minutely. I would like to know something about which I have told you or taught you. Who was William Shakespeare? From which play this poem has been driven? Who was Jacques? How many stages of man and woman? How many dramas did William Shakespeare write? How many stages are in man's life? Please prepare these answers. We will meet tomorrow with a new lesson. Thanks. Stay at home and be safe. It's a message to you all.